Awaken Light Audio. Awaken your mind, ignite your light.
How to make progress every day without losing motivation. What if you could move forward every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter what's happening around you? Imagine the power of knowing that no obstacle, no bad mood, and no setback could stop your momentum. Most people wait for motivation to arrive before they act, but what if the real secret was to act before motivation even shows up? Because motivation is unpredictable. It fades, but your commitment, your decision to move, can be rock solid. This is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something every day that moves you forward, even if it's small, even if no one notices, even if it doesn't feel like much in the moment. Progress is not born in a single leap. It grows from small, steady steps, steps taken when it's easy, and more importantly, when it's hard. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need the perfect day. You only need one decision to keep moving. Because the truth is, life will not pause for you to feel ready. It will keep moving with or without you. And if you can learn to move with it, even on the days you feel tired, discouraged, or uninspired, you will build something stronger than motivation. You will build momentum. Momentum that carries you forward when your energy is low. Momentum that protects you from giving up when progress feels slow. Momentum that turns small wins into massive change over time. This is the journey we're about to take together, not a theory, but a practical path. A way to guarantee that each day counts, and it all begins with the very first battle of the day. The battle you fight in your own mind, the battle to stop negotiating with yourself and to simply do what you said you would do. Number 1. Stop negotiating with yourself. Every morning, the moment you wake up, the first conversation you have is with yourself. And in that moment, a quiet negotiation begins. Your mind says, 5 more minutes. I'll start after lunch. Today's not the right day. It feels harmless, like a small delay. But each time you negotiate with yourself, you send a signal. My promises to myself are flexible. And over time, that signal erodes trust. Not with others, but with yourself. When you say you'll do something and you follow through, you strengthen your self-respect. When you say you'll do something and you break it, you weaken it. That's why high achievers have non-negotiable standards. They remove the mental back and forth. If it's on the list, it gets done, whether they feel like it or not. This is the quiet truth about motivation. You don't need to feel ready to act. Action itself creates readiness. Movement builds momentum. But when you negotiate, you give yourself permission to pause. And pausing turns into postponing. Postponing turns into abandoning. Think about the strongest commitments you've ever made. Maybe it was to a loved one, a team, a mission. You didn't ask yourself if you felt like keeping that commitment each day. You just kept it. Treat your commitments to yourself with the same seriousness. Because if you can't keep your word to yourself, you won't believe yourself when you make bigger promises. So tomorrow morning, when that negotiation begins, when your mind offers you an easier path, don't counteroffer, don't debate, decide once, act once, and move forward. And once you stop negotiating with yourself, there's another trap to avoid. One that's subtle but dangerous. It's the mindset that says, if I can't do it all, I might as well do nothing. This is the all-or-nothing trap, and escaping it will free you to make real, steady progress. Number 2. Escape the all-or-nothing mindset. One of the biggest reasons people stop making progress is because they think progress must be perfect. They believe that if they can't do the full workout, they might as well skip it. If they can't eat perfectly all day, they might as well give up and start again Monday. This is the all-or-nothing trap. It convinces you that small efforts don't count, that anything less than perfect is worthless. But here's the truth. Perfection is rare, fleeting, and completely unnecessary for progress. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. A 15-minute workout beats a skipped workout. A healthy lunch beats an entire day of junk food. 1-page read beats 0 pages. Read these small wins seem insignificant in the moment, but they stack up over time. Think of progress like climbing a mountain. Some days you might take 10 big steps. Other days, you might only take 1 small step. Both days still move you closer to the summit. The all-or-nothing mindset would rather you stand still than take a small step. But standing still is the fastest way to lose momentum. And losing momentum is the fastest way to lose motivation. This is why some of the most disciplined people in the world never aim for perfect days. They aim for never missing twice. They accept that some days will be shorter, smaller, less intense, but they don't break the chain, because when you keep showing up, even imperfectly, you send a powerful message to yourself. I am the kind of person who follows through. So let go of the idea that you must do it all to do it well. Replace all or nothing with always something. And watch how those small somethings transform into something great. Once you free yourself from the all-or-nothing trap, the next challenge is deciding where to put your energy. Because doing a little every day is powerful, but doing the right things every day is unstoppable. And that begins with learning how to control your focus and beat hesitation. Number 3. Control your focus. Beat hesitation. Hesitation is a silent thief. It doesn't take your ability. It doesn't take your resources. It takes your time, and with it, your momentum. You know the feeling you have, something you need to do. You think about it, you wait for the right moment. And suddenly, minutes turn into hours. Hours turn into days. The opportunity is still there, but your energy for it is gone. The truth is, the longer you wait between thinking and doing, the less likely you are to act. That's why one of the most powerful habits you can build is shortening the thought-to-action gap. When you feel the pull to start something, don't debate it. Don't make a pro and con list. Don't wait for the perfect mood. Move. Even a tiny first step breaks the spell of hesitation. And here's where focus comes in. Your brain is a spotlight. Wherever you point it, that's what you see more clearly. If you keep shining it on what you can't control, you'll feel powerless. If you shine it on what you can control, you'll feel empowered. The most effective people don't waste their mental energy on things they can't change. They channel it into the small, specific actions that push their goals forward. Ask yourself, right now, what's one thing I can do to make progress? Not tomorrow, not when I'm ready now, and then do it before your brain has a chance to talk you out of it, because action fuels clarity, and clarity fuels confidence. You don't wait until you're confident to act. You act to become confident. So, train yourself to focus on what's within your reach and to close the gap between decision and action. It's not about rushing. It's about refusing to stall. And once you learn to control your focus and beat hesitation, there's something even more powerful to build. A force that will carry you forward on the days when your motivation runs dry. That force is unshakable discipline. Number 4. Build unshakable discipline. Motivation is exciting, but it's fragile. It's like a spark. It burns bright for a moment, then fades. Discipline is different. Discipline is the steady flame that keeps burning even when the spark is gone. When you rely on motivation, you work when you feel like it. When you rely on discipline, you work whether you feel like it or not. That's the difference between progress that lasts and progress that disappears the moment. Life gets hard. Discipline is not about punishing yourself. It's about training your mind and body to follow through on what matters, regardless of mood, weather, or convenience. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation to do it. You don't ask yourself if you feel inspired to brush. You just do it because it's a habit. Discipline works the same way for your goals. You strip away the emotional debate. You make it automatic, the easiest way to build discipline. Start small. Choose one action you'll do every day, no matter what. Keep it simple enough that you can't make excuses, but meaningful enough to move you forward. Every time you follow through, you strengthen the muscle of discipline. And like any muscle, the more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Some days, discipline will be the only thing keeping you on track. You won't feel motivated. You won't feel inspired, but you'll act anyway. And those are the days that count the most. But discipline, no matter how strong, is most effective when it's pointed in the right direction. If you don't know where you're going, discipline just means you're moving faster toward nowhere. That's why the next step is to set clear targets and track your progress. Number 5. Clear targets. Measurable progress. Imagine you're sailing across the ocean without a map. You might move every day. You might work hard, but without a destination, your movement is just motion, not progress. Clear targets give your effort direction. They turn vague intentions like "I want to be healthier" into specific, measurable goals, like "I will exercise for 20 minutes, 5 times a week." When your target is clear, every action has a purpose. When your target is vague, every action feels optional. But clarity alone is not enough. You must also measure your progress, because what gets measured gets improved. Tracking your actions gives you two things. First, it shows you where you're actually improving. Second, GPS you don't just set the destination. You check the route, watch for detours, and make adjustments along the way. Without measurement, you might think you're doing enough when you're not. Write down your targets. Track your actions, not just the results, because results can take time. Builds a chain of proof. Proof that you are moving forward. Proof that your efforts matter. Once you have clear targets and a way to measure progress, the next step is to make sure your surroundings support you. Because even the strongest goals can be crushed by a weak environment, and the right environment can pull you forward without effort. Number 6. Shape an environment that pulls you forward. Your environment is more powerful than you think. It can silently pull you forward toward your goals, or drag you away from them without you noticing. If your surroundings are filled with distractions, temptations, and negativity, you will constantly have to fight an uphill battle. But if your environment is designed to support your habits, progress becomes the path of least resistance. Think of it like this. If you want to eat healthier, keep healthy food within easy reach, and keep junk food out of sight. If you want to read more, place a book where you'll see it instead of your phone. If you want to work out more, keep your workout clothes ready the night before. These small adjustments remove friction from the habits you want to build and add friction to the ones you want to avoid. Your environment is not just physical, it's also social. The people you spend time with influence your mindset, your energy, and your standards. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, challenge you, and remind you of what's possible. You don't need to completely change your life overnight. Start by changing the spaces where you spend the most time. Make it easier to do the right thing and harder to do the wrong thing. When your environment is aligned with your goals, progress stops feeling like a constant battle and starts feeling natural. But even in the best environment, challenges will come. Distractions will sneak in. Obstacles will appear. And when they do, your ability to recover quickly will determine whether you keep moving or fall behind. That's where resilience comes in. Number 7. Resilience. Recover fast from setbacks. Setbacks are not the enemy. Staying down after a setback, that's the real danger. No matter how disciplined you are, there will be days when life knocks you off track. You'll miss a workout, you'll break a streak, you'll skip the habit you promised yourself you'd keep. The difference between people who make progress and people who quit is not that the first group never fails. It's that they recover faster. A bad day does not have to become a bad week. A bad week does not have to become a bad month. But the longer you wait to get back on track, the harder it becomes to restart. When you slip, don't waste time on guilt or self-criticism. That energy doesn't move you forward. It keeps you stuck in the past. Instead, ask one simple question. What's the next right step I can take right now? Then take it immediately. Resilience is not about never falling. It's about never staying down. It's about understanding that setbacks are part of the journey, not a signal to stop. When you develop the habit of recovering quickly, you turn failures into temporary detours instead of permanent dead ends. But recovering fast is not enough. You also need to make sure that the actions you're returning to are truly moving you toward the life you want. That's why the next step is aligning your daily actions with your ultimate vision. Number 8. Align actions with your ultimate vision. It's possible to be busy all day and still make no real progress. You can fill your schedule, cross off to-do lists, and still feel like you're running in place. Why? Because activity is not the same as progress, and progress only happens when your daily actions align with your ultimate vision. Your vision is the big picture, the life you want to build, the impact you want to make, the person you want to become. If your actions aren't connected to that vision, they're just movement without meaning. This is why reflection is so important. Take time regularly to step back and ask, is what I'm doing today bringing me closer to where I want to be tomorrow? If the answer is no, you have two choices. Change your actions or change your vision. Alignment doesn't mean every single thing you do will feel exciting or glamorous. It means that even the small, mundane tasks are part of a bigger purpose. It means you can connect today's effort to tomorrow's reward. When your actions and vision are aligned, you stop feeling lost or aimless. You know that every step, big or small, is carrying you in the right direction. But alignment alone isn't enough to sustain you. To keep moving forward over weeks, months, and years, you need more than time management. You need energy management, because no matter how well you plan, without energy, progress stalls. Number 9, manage your energy. Not just your time. Time is a fixed resource. Energy is not. You can't create more hours in the day, but you can control how much energy you bring into each of those hours. Two people can have the same 24 hours. One feels exhausted, distracted, and overwhelmed. The other feels alert, focused, and ready to take action. The difference isn't time, it's energy. Physical energy is the foundation. Get enough sleep, fuel your body with the right foods, move regularly. When your body is strong, your mind is sharper, your mood is better, and your willpower lasts longer. Mental energy is the filter. Protect it by limiting negative input. Whether that's endless bad news, toxic conversations, or mental clutter, feed it with positive, inspiring, and constructive ideas. Energy management is also about knowing when to push and when to rest. Burnout is not a badge of honor. It's a warning sign. Rest is not wasted time. It's the fuel for your next push forward. When you protect and renew your energy, you multiply the impact of your time. An hour of focused, energized work can achieve more than 3 hours of distracted effort. And when you have the energy to keep going, the next skill you must master is patience. Because progress worth having rarely comes quickly. And those who win are the ones who are willing to play the long game. Number 10. Play the long game. We live in a world obsessed with speed, quick results, overnight success, instant gratification. But the truth is, meaningful progress rarely happens fast. Think about the bamboo tree for years after it's planted. Nothing appears above the ground, but beneath the surface, roots are spreading, growing deep and strong. Then, when the time is right, it shoots up. Sometimes growing feet in a single day. Your growth works the same way. The early stages may not look like much on the outside, but inside, You're building the foundation that will support everything to come. Impatience kills more dreams than failure ever will, because when results don't appear quickly, most people quit, unaware of how close they were to a breakthrough playing. The long game means trusting the process. It means understanding that slow progress is still progress. It means choosing persistence over perfection, consistency over intensity, and endurance over excitement. Yes. There will be moments of frustration, yes. There will be times you wonder if it's worth it. But if you keep showing up, day after day, year after year, you will be amazed at what you can build. And as you play the long game, you'll find something unexpected. One of the fastest ways to grow is not to focus only on yourself, but to lift others along the way. Because when you help others progress, you strengthen your own journey. Number 11, grow by helping others. Progress is powerful when it's personal, but it becomes even more powerful when it's shared. When you help someone else move forward, whether by teaching, encouraging, or simply showing what's possible, you reinforce your own growth. Explaining a lesson to someone else forces you to understand it more deeply. Supporting another person's journey reminds you why you started yours. This isn't about seeking credit or recognition. It's about creating a ripple effect. Your progress can inspire someone else to start, and their progress can inspire someone you'll never even meet. Think about the people who have influenced you most. Chances are, they didn't just tell you what to do, they showed you through their actions what was possible. By growing yourself and helping others grow, you continue that chain. Helping others also keeps you accountable. When people look to you for guidance, you naturally want to live up to the example you're setting. And in that effort to lead well, you push yourself to keep improving. But growth, both personal and shared, is incomplete without one final ingredient. It's the mindset that keeps you grounded, motivated, and connected to the journey. No matter how far you've come, that ingredient is gratitude. Number 12. Progress with gratitude. Gratitude turns progress into fulfillment. Without it, you can achieve more and more, yet still feel like it's never enough. When you take time to notice and appreciate how far you've come, even the smallest steps, you create a deep sense of satisfaction that fuels you to keep going. Gratitude shifts your focus. Instead of obsessing over what's missing, you begin to see and value what's already here. Instead of feeling like progress is a burden, you begin to see it as a privilege. This isn't about ignoring challenges. It's about recognizing that even in difficult seasons, there are lessons, opportunities, and moments worth appreciating. Gratitude also strengthens resilience. When you acknowledge past progress, you remind yourself that you've overcome obstacles before, and you can do it again. One powerful practice is ending each day by writing down 3 small wins or things you're thankful for. They don't have to be huge. They could be a conversation, a moment of clarity, a single completed task. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to notice progress instead of overlooking it. And when you combine gratitude with the habits we've explored, from discipline and focus to patience and helping others, you create something unstoppable, a life of steady, meaningful progress that doesn't rely on bursts of motivation, but on a foundation you've built one day at a time. Progress is not built in a day, it's built day by day. Every morning, you are given the same choice. Will you wait for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, the perfect plan, or will you start with what you have, where you are, and take one step forward? You don't have to feel ready. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to decide, because each decision shapes the next one. Each small action builds momentum, and over time, those moments you thought didn't matter will become the foundation of everything you've achieved. There will be days when motivation fades. There will be moments when the journey feels slow. But remember this: consistency will carry you further than intensity ever will. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, don't wait. Choose to move, choose to grow, choose to keep building. One decision, one action, one day at a time, because your future is not decided by the big moments, it's decided by the small ones, repeated until they change your life forever.
Thank you for spending this moment with Awaken Light Audio. If something today touched your heart or opened your mind, don't keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments. What spoke to you most? Tell us about your journey, your questions. Send it their way, because light grows when it's shared. Until next time, stay present, stay awakened, and keep becoming who you're meant to be.